All right. Howdy, everybody. We are live from the Portal Home Studios. Good to see everybody. I am the Brandt.
And I'm Kathy.
And we are going to play our favorite deck builder of all time, Heart of Crown. So there's two versions here. There's the base game, which has two expansions, and then there's the Heart of Crown Fairy Garden, which also has two expansions out for it. And so we're going to be playing the base game and using the expansion cards. And I also added in the support cards from Fairy Garden. So these can be mixed together, but they're also extremely standalone. So there's so many cards and so many different things to use in here that you don't need to mix these really at all. My only suggestion after you've played a bunch is these support cards, which I think are really, really neat, as well as you get more princesses to use, which I think is really good. So we're going to go ahead and set these to the side so you can see those. And these are available at the portal. We have copies as well as online retailers and other places. It's still a game in print. So if you've played Dominion before, this is going to have a lot of similarities to Dominion, but it's got one thing that I think is better. Do you want to help me just arrange these, Kath?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where these need to be.
Okay.
On there so we could see everything. So what you're trying to do in this one is you're trying to back one of these princesses. So there's all these different princesses, which is what's really cool. And one option for replaying is to shuffle and then only select a certain number of these so you don't have them every time. But you want to back one of these princesses, which all cost 6 coins, and then you're going to try to get 20 succession points, in which case that princess will come to power and take the throne. If one player gets to 20 points, the other person then gets a shot to get to 20 points, and if they do, then it becomes sudden death to 30 points, which is kind of a cool element of the game. So I think what I like a bunch is that you end up putting cards into your deck, but then you have to remove cards in order to score those succession points. So you'll see those points on these. So these aren't end-game points. These are in-game points. I have to get the Duke into my deck, and then I have to get him out of my deck to show that he supports the princess. So it's kind of like when I acquire the Duke, I approach him to say, will you please back us? And then when he finally comes out, he officially backs us, and we would get 6 points. There's 3 points for the Senator, 2 points for the Royal Maid, and we have some negatives in our hand. So our starting hand has 7 of these farming villages, which are going to give us a point. They only give us -2 points under certain conditions, which we'll talk about. And then we have these apprentice maids, which are -2 points if we put them into our domain, which is down here on the table in front of us. So we have the main deck here, where we shuffle together 10 sets of 5 different... Nope. 10 sets of 5 cards of the same type. So there's 10 different cards in here, 5 of each. So it's a 50-card deck. And that just opens up a ton of replayability. Actually, one of the other elements I really like is that this deck is very limited. Like, you're not seeing the same cards over and over. You're not just saying, oh, if I just keep kind of picking that card. And then, a little different from some deck builders, a lot of deck builders have this, you're supposed to lay out 8 cards. So we're actually supposed to lay them out around this. You're supposed to make 8 piles around them, but we usually just lay them out because it's hard for other players to see. And you see there, Kathy got the same card twice, so you stack those together. So there will be 8 unique cards. You also usually shuffle in these rare cards, which are very expensive, and when they come out, players can buy these. But these actually don't work well in a 2-player game, so their suggested variant is to not use these in a 2-player game. They often get stuck and the market is stagnant, or one player buys one and it really gives them an advantage, but it works well in multiplayer. I'm not going to explain too much more there, but I want you to know those exist. And there's other ones that are in the Fairy Garden game, the rare cards there. Other than that, it's pretty standard as far as deck builder goes until you back a princess. Then things change a whole bunch. So we would shuffle, we would draw 5 cards, and then we spend our cards. What's nice is if you look at a card like this here, you'll see this little arrow. And if we look at the post horse here, you'll actually see 2 arrows. So the arrows are you can play another card. So if I put the post horse down, I could play a card here or here. And when I finally run out of arrows on a card like Monopoly, if I play Monopoly, it would create a dead end because it has no arrows. So that's going to be a little tougher for you to see, but it's just a visual cue for the players that like, oh, I could play another card. Oh, I can play another card. Oh. And then if I play this Royal Maid, I wouldn't be able to. You don't have to play all your cards, so I wouldn't have to play that one. Then I would have 4 coins. So now I can back a princess, or I can buy from the market, and you get unlimited buys. You can buy as many things as you want, and if something empties, you would refill. You've got these cities, which are then going to be 2 coins each, large cities, and you've got these ones you put in your deck. Eventually, one of us will back a princess. When we back a princess, you can pick any princess you want, and they all have special powers, which is so cool. And you have that power either one-time use, really good, or for the rest of the game, or whatever it is. In addition, these support cards are like the simplest mechanism for adding more to the game, but they're so good. They're so worth it. So you can buy one of these as well when you back a princess, and it increases the princess cost to 8, but you get another special power. So now suddenly you could pair all 10 of these with the 8 or 9 different princesses. You've got so many combinations to work with. So we'll use these as our succession points. We'll try to, we don't always use these, we just kind of usually add to 20, but we'll try to have this somewhere where our score will be a little visible, or we'll talk that out. And I will talk about a few of the rules that change, like how you get these out of your deck. And the domain thing is a little bit confusing when somebody backs a princess. You good to go, Kat?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to take these 2 tokens. We've got the twin princesses, which is so cool because you can take an extra turn with them. So we got them, and then we've got the number 1 token. So we'll let the number 1 token be the first player. I am first. And away we go. All right. Keep my deck slightly off stream here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I've got my apprentice maid. So I'm not going to play her. There's really nothing to be played. It's really just a dead card. You can put this into your domain later. So again, we'll talk about that. So that card I would just hold. So I've got 4 coins, and now I can go purchase out here. Love the post horse. That's a cool one. This one also lets me upgrade, I believe. Wow, we've got some expensive cards there, though, huh? 4, huh? That's an interesting number. Let me start in on the mining city. So I'm going to buy the mining city. That goes to my discard pile. I would refill here. We have a famed horse. This set has a lot of card draw, which is always fun in deck builders. And then I sweep, put these here, and draw 5 new cards.
All right. It is my turn, and I actually have 5. I'm trying to figure out where is visible. I have 5 coins here. So I am going to buy the famed horse and the post horse for 5.
Yeah, and sorry, there's a little bit of glare on the cards, but I don't think you being able to read the cards is super necessary. I think we can tell you what a lot of them do. There are a few that are a little wordy, like this one, but they actually aren't that confusing to understand. They just are wordy in terms of all that. And yeah, we've got a little bit of glare on the cards because I just sleeved them because they were getting torn down. All right, my turn. I've got 3 farming villages, and then I've got my 2 maids here, so that gives me 3 coins. So I'm going to buy the famed horse. Well, let's try carrier pigeon, actually. Draw a card. Yeah, I like that one. Draw a card, or if you've drawn... if you played an action card this turn, select a non-territory card from your discard pile and add it to your hand. So I can go retrieve things with that. And if you haven't played a deck builder, once my deck runs out, I reshuffle my discard pile and draw 5. All you?
All right. Well, I knew because all my coins were in the last hand. Sure. I have mostly made, so I have 2 coins. So all I can do is get the post horse again. That's it.
I've got 4. There's another mining city there for me. I'm going to go coins, though, because I think I want to chase after... Oh, sorry. When you acquire a mining city, place 2 ore counters in your mine area, which I think is just a generic area, so I should have actually taken these. I didn't read that. I know I've used it before, but I didn't remember how to use that. Do I want to do that one again? I don't have any 4s and 5s yet, so that was just going to be 2 coins. So I think I'll just buy a city, and that will end my turn.
Right. So I have 3 coins and the 2 maids. So this time I am going to take a city.
All right, the mining city was different from how I remembered. I was thinking of a different one where you could upgrade. So this one lets me discard one of these tokens and buy a card that's 5 or less. I just can't buy any succession cards. And that's what that one is. All right, so I've got my carrier pigeon. I didn't play any other action cards. That just lets me draw a card. And then I get my mining city. So my mining city is a territory that gives me 2 coins. But if I end up playing this, if I use this to back a princess, it will give me -4 succession points. So they want the money, but they don't want the mining city. All right, so I've got 2, 3, 4. That seems to be my magic number. I'm going to get rid of one of my ore counters because I can use that and acquire a card with the cost up to 5. So I'm going to take this Alchemist. And I've still got 4.
Does this fill back up before you buy your next card?
And Kathy's putting them in numerical order for us, which is awesome. I'm actually going to take that trading ship. I only spent 3, but that will work.
All right. So I'm going to start. I started getting my cards I bought. So I got the post horse, which lets me draw a card.
And play 2 cards.
Yep. And then I got my other post horse, which lets me draw a card. Got a farming village. So what I'm actually going to do is then play my famed horse, discard a farming village from my hand, and if I do, I can draw 2 cards, which is this one, and then I'll reshuffle my deck to draw another one. I don't have really anything exciting to draw yet, but
we're gonna have a lot of cards on the table because there's a lot of card draw in this particular set.
Okay, so I have 4 farming villages, so I will
yeah, 4 is a weird number in this set.
Yeah. I'm going to take the trading ship.
We've been avoiding this samurai. These are the attack cards. We're not, I mean, the attack isn't our favorite thing. It's not a big deal, but it's just these get rid of cards that cost 4 and 5, and we don't really have a lot of those cards yet. So, and you could just get 2 coins. This one also gives you 2 coins for 3, so kind of weird on that front. All right, I'm going to play my Alchemist, which lets me draw 2 cards. And then farming village, farming village, farming village. And I've got my trading ship, which gives me 2 coins. 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I have 5. I'm going to buy a city, and I'm going to buy a post horse. And I am done. My other 2 cards were maids.
All right, I'm going to play a city and 2 farming villages. My other cards are maids. So I have 4, and I'm going to get a carrier pigeon.
If you're out there, say hello. We're live streaming this, so we interact with people. Thanks for joining us. If you're watching it afterward, then, make sure you check out our channel. We play a lot on Thursdays live from the Portal. This is from the Portal home studio that we're playing now, but we're trying to bring lots of playthroughs to you. We also have a podcast called the Portal Gaming Podcast, where there's several of us co-hosts, probably kind of the main person there, and we do a lot of reviews, which I'd like to carry over to the channel, but for now, playthroughs, I think, work well for people trying to see various games and make decisions on things we want to buy while we're all home a lot more. All right, so I'm going to play my mining city, which allows me to use this to acquire a card that costs 5 or less. I think I'm just going to get another mining city. Which gives me 2 more of these. I'm going to let you take care of that. And then I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 is that number that they love to give us. All right, I'm going to buy one of these samurai, so I'm coming after you, Kat.
Okay.
Not really.
All right, I'm going to play my post horse and draw a card. And then I have 4 farming villages, as usual. I'm going to take another trading ship. The trading ship is interesting because it's the same cost as the city. The city gives us 2 coins, and this is draw 2 cards or 2 coins. Although you can't use this to back a princess as a territory.
Just checking our sound. All right. All right, I've got a city, so I'm getting that one, which is 2 coins. So maybe I'll get out of this 4-coin rut. And I have not played an action card this turn, so I'm going to use my carry pigeon to draw another card. Woo! And there's 3 made, so that is that. So I've got 3 coins this time. So with my 3, there is this horse, which is really good. This baptism card we decided was good really late. This one lets us get rid of banish cards from our deck and add succession points to our princess for half its value, but doesn't make sense right now. So I think I got to take one of these famed horses. I want to get coins, but we'll go this route. All right, all you. This set of cards that they suggested is an advanced player variant. So we were playing an advanced player one, but it seemed pretty reasonable. It felt like these 2 cards were the tricky ones.
All right, so now I'm going to do farming village, city, farming village, another farming village. What's interesting also about the trading ship is it has no arrows. So if you draw 2 cards with it, you wouldn't be able to play them unless you have something like the post horse that allows you to play 2 cards. So I will use that for the coins. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. And I will get a large city.
Yeah, so she could have gone for a princess, but there's timing of when you want to actually get the princess, what it's going to kind of cost you, and also probably trying to go for 8 to get one of these support cards would be more reasonable. All right, I'm going to play my post horse. That card is way too good. 2 actions and draw a card. And then I'll play my alchemist. Then I've got 2 mining cities. So I could use these tokens, which are interesting. I'm going to use these, and I'm just going to acquire 2 cities. And then I've got a city and a farming village and a farming village and a samurai. So do you have a card that costs 4 or 5?
In my hand?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so this does nothing to you. Otherwise, you'd have to set it aside, and when you reshuffle your deck, put it back in.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to back this princess, not buy. Not this one, so this is a little slow down. Do you need us? Sorry. Just give me a second. I haven't read through these in a while. Now I'm going to do this one. Okay, so I'm going to back second Princess Leoli. When I back her, I get 5 royal maids in my discard pile. So those will go in, and I'll talk about that in a second. And then this one is during my main phase, I can banish 1 non-succession card from my discard pile. So I can do that every turn to thin my deck out. So I've backed this princess. I've got this upgrade. So that spends those. So now what I have to do is I create my domain. So I take any 3 of my cards here, my territory cards. So I'm going to discard these. And I put them out in my domain. And I can actually play cards to those spots. Now you'll notice some of these, like the farming village, they have a minus on them. So I would be at minus 2 points. I'm trying to get to 20 points. If I play this one, I'm going to need to get 22 points in terms of that. If I play these mining cities, I'm going to have to get 24 points. I'm definitely not going to play these ones, so I'm going to play these 3. But you must use 3 territories, or you must use up to 3 territories if you had them. If you backed a princess without 3 territories, then you just use as many as you have. So I am minus 4 right now. So my actual score is minus 4. I need to get those. So now this changes a little bit for me. So there's 2 things I can do now that I backed. If you want to take your turn a little bit or be thinking through, that's fine, and I'll talk through this. So these are now out on the table permanently. And what I can do is I can play action cards here that have a cost equal to or less than the cost of the actual card. So here, it's going to be tough for me to play cards on the farming villages. So these are really going to end up being minuses. And in fact, for table space, I'm just going to do that. And we'll remember I'm minus 4. Okay? But I can play an action card here, and then I can pick it up on my turn. So it basically gives me 1 card that I can hold over. So if I had a large city, I could put a really big card on that action card that I could hold there till a key turn where I wanted to be able to play it. So that's a really cool element, is that you can kind of build a deck around doing something like that. In addition, on my turn, I now have another action I can do. So on my turn, instead of purchasing cards, I can play any number of succession cards in my hand. So if I play this maid, I would score 2 points towards my 20 to win. If I played this maid, I would get minus 2. But of course, remember, this would now be out of my deck. So that's the reason I might play that apprentice maid. But I'm going for the strategy of banishing cards, although I can't banish succession cards, which are these green ones. Might be tough for everybody to see. Are you good?
Now it's your turn again.
All right, nice. So that's the idea. This system gets a little confusing. I try to just kind of help people through that. But it's really neat that you're able to play cards there. I'm actually trying to remember if it's specifically less than that value. So I may have to try to look that up if I can get to a rule book now that I'm remembering in terms of that. Okay, so during my main phase, I can banish a card from my discard pile. So I'm going to go ahead and banish one of my farms. They're like almost all in my hand, I guess. So I'm going to banish my farming village. And then I can play all these farming villages, and this one will give me plus 2 coins. So I've now got 6 coins. I'm going to buy this senator. So I'm going for the quick win here, which seems like it would be good, but then all of a sudden, the other player can get a lot happening in terms of all that.
You can only keep action cards. 1 action card per territory, and the cost of the card you keep cannot be greater than
cannot be greater. So I could keep a 3 here. I could keep 1s here as well, and it's action cards, so there aren't any 1-cost action cards in this set. There's only like 2 1-cost action cards in the game. So.
And it's my turn?
Yep.
Okay. Post horse, draw a card. It's not any good. 4 farming villages. And I'll take a mining city. Good.
All right, I will play a mining city. I'm out of tokens. I will play the carrier pigeon to draw a card. Another mining city, farming village, and then a samurai. So you'll have to look to see if you have a card that costs 4 or 5 in your hand. So I could get rid of this one Royal Maid, and then I would be at -2 instead of -4. Again, a little bit of tracking. Once we get into the positive, we have these actual tokens we can use.
I do not.
Nice. But I don't think getting rid of this one card is really what I want to do, especially when I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I could spend. So the question becomes, am I going straight for that? You know, if I got coins, I could try to buy these dukes. But I think I'm going to try to just fill up my deck. Now, I couldn't get rid of anything in my pile this turn because I didn't have any non-succession cards there. And that will end my turn.
All right. I will play the Famed Horse. Discard a farming village and draw 2 cards. Oh, you know what? I didn't get the 2 ore when I got that. I will play the Industrial City, which is 2 money. What is it? Money, gold, and draw a card.
Yeah, either.
Then I will play the Carrier Pigeon and draw another card. Then I'll play the Mining City.
Had I been smart, I would have bought this one and really started thinning my deck out.
I will play this city and a trading ship, and I'm going to do this one to draw 2 cards.
Kathy's setup goes like way down the table.
I will play my Post Horse to draw a card.
So I know you're trying this out. She played this one with the double, so she came all the way down here, ended with a trading ship that you drew cards with, right? Because then she had another arrow to go this path down here, so that is awesome when you get these double arrow cards. It gives you that opportunity to play cards like that to draw more cards. So she's got 9 cards on the table right now.
And my last trading ship, I didn't play this very well, so you can see.
Yeah, you're good.
But, all right, so I have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. I have 10 coins.
Actually, look, they can see in the little window.
Oh, look, it carries on from what you can see over there. So I will be backing a princess. And I'm just finding the one.
Oh, you're going to back a princess?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, so this is like the big part of the game that can slow things down a little bit, especially for us. We haven't actually played Heart of Crown. We haven't played it during COVID, so it's probably, something like
long time,
Christmas or so. But we've played this game, what would you say, a dozen times?
Should I put mine over here?
We played it at PAX. Didn't we bring it and play it at PAX?
I don't remember.
I think so. So Kat's going to look through those. She's going to back a princess. You had 10 coins?
Yes.
Can you back a princess and buy a card?
I do not know.
Yeah, same. I guess the only thing you'd have left is this if you're going to buy this.
Isn't there someone where you could buy 2 support cards?
There is. The Far East, I want to say. I'm probably totally wrong. She's kind of like a deserty looking one.
No.
I don't think it's her.
No.
She's kind of got some like orange and red. Sorry, I don't remember the name.
No, it's fine.
Is she not there?
Nope.
Do you want me to find it?
No, it's fine. Okay, I'll read through these.
Okay, I'm sorry. There is one more princess that I probably didn't put in there if you want that one.
No, I don't. It's okay.
All right, so my turn. So during my main phase, I don't actually remember. There's a main phase and a second main phase. I think it's just if you want to do anything, and then you can play your cards and purchase, and then if you want to do anything else, I don't think it's that big a deal, actually. So I will play this one, discard a card, and draw 2 cards. Boom, boom. All right. So now I could play this one. I've got 2 coins, but remember, I can get rid of the cards in my hand, and I'm pretty sure I can pick what I want to get rid of. So I'm actually going to get rid of all of these. So 2, 4, 6, -2. So that's going to give me 3 -2s, and 3 +2s is going to break me even. So I'm just going to tuck all that there. So I am now at even, so I'm just trying to get to 20 points with what I have. But then I'm not allowed to purchase if I get rid of succession cards. And that's the part of this game that I absolutely love. I love, if you're asking what makes this deck builder different, the beginning just feels like a deck builder. The cards are relatively standard. Some people are thrown off by like the amount of text on a card, and it's kind of tiny. It could be a little better on that front, but honestly, there aren't many cards that are that confusing, even though there's that much text on them. But what I love about this is the princesses, and I mean, the support's just added so much more to that. Although you can see it takes a little while to decide what you want, which is fine because it's just 1 turn per game where that happens. But those princesses with all the powers, the support cards with all the powers, and then the thinning your deck, getting rid of the cards, getting them out of your deck. I just love that in deck builders. Valley of the Kings does that as well, and there's another one that's not coming over. Oh, Tyrants of the Underdark. And those are like my favorite deck builders because they allow you to do that. In Tyrants, it's really neat because you get rid of cards. They all have a value in your deck, but they have a higher value if you get them out of your deck. So that's kind of interesting. And then Valley of the Kings, they're only worth anything if you get them out of your deck, which is kind of similar to this one. So I think that's really neat. That's one of my... that is what I love about this game. It's so cool on that front. It is back to you, Kath.
Yeah. I'm almost ready.
You're fine. I can talk. I can fill space. How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing well and whatnot. I hope you're enjoying our playthroughs. Thursday night, Larry and I are going to be playing Marvel Champions at 6 o'clock because people have really been tuning in and enjoying that. So we're going to play Expert Red Skull, and we are going to shuffle in Legions of Hydra with Madame Hydra and the Anachronauts. And that's kind of interesting in the Red Skull one because you set a whole bunch of schemes off to the side, and those ones each have 2 schemes in them. We were going to go with MODOK, but we've played so much MODOK, and he's such a pain, we just decided we'll give ourselves a break with the Anachronauts, which is not true, but that's what we're going to do. So thanks, everybody, for joining us. And whatnot. Again, the game is Heart of Crown. It's from Japanime Games, and it's a deck building game. So you build your deck as you play, not before you play. You're trying to back a princess and then get 20 succession points so that your princess becomes queen and takes the throne. And it's super fun. So thank you.
So I'm going with first Princess Lulu Nasaika and the Imperial Diet. So she's just straight up 6 succession points. And then I have 2 succession points here, as well as I can, during my main phase, I can set a senator or duke in my domain.
I think you're at 4, if I did the math correctly.
Yeah.
Because she also used 2 farming villages.
Yep.
What is this? You can set a duke or senator without taking an action?
Yes.
Ah, that's cool. All right, so you're going to buy the big expensive cards. I'm going to buy the cheapos, and it's a foot race.
Let's see what happens.
It is also your turn.
Yeah. Oh, I bet it is. Okay. Is this my hand or my deck? What's happening?
No worries. I mean, that's the one turn that takes a long time. Everything else is short.
Yeah.
And it's totally the fun of the game. What you could do while you're setting up is give players the cards so they can read through them all. And then they'll get used to those things and work a little easier for people.
All right. I have 6 coins. I'm actually going to get 2 baptisms.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good call. I approve.
Well, good.
Because that's what you needed from me. All right. So I can get rid of a card here. I'm going to get... Oh, man, it's tricky. Now I got to get rid of cards I bought. But I'm going to get rid of this city. I'm just going to put it back here. And away we go. So this post horse lets me draw a card. This alchemist lets me draw 2 cards. And then I've got these with 3 coins. Ooh, I actually shouldn't have gotten rid of that. I just realized because I'm going to need coins to buy more stuff. Let me swap that. What would be better at this point to get rid of? Let's give me coins. If I play other action cards. So I'm going to get rid of my carrier pigeon instead. All right, here we go. So again, here I am. I've got all these. This is going to give me, if I get rid of all these, it's going to give me 5 minus 4. But of course, those are going to be out of my deck. So I'm going to put all these here. And I am now at 1 point.
Alrighty.
And I don't get to buy anything. Go ahead.
Alright, post horse. Draw a card. Carrier pigeon, I will draw a card. Post horse, draw a card. None of my cards have been helpful. Alright, so I have 5, so I will buy a senator. It's your turn.
All right. Farming village, mining, city, city, farming village. And I'm going to use that for 2 coins. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 coins. So I could buy a duke, but I'm going to try buying a senator and a baptism. And I've got no discard pile to get rid of anything. And the race is on. Kathy's got a 3-point lead. Which makes me a little nervous because I feel like...
Alright, I'm going to try this baptism thing. I can banish a non-territory card from my discard pile, which is an easy choice. So my apprentice maid is getting banished.
Great call.
And she costs 2, so I get 1 succession point.
Working on it.
And then... I'm going to do it again with my other maid. Ooh. And get another point. I will discard a card from my hand and draw 2 cards. I have the mining city. And I will play 2 trading ships because I have an arrow down here. You can see it on that one.
You don't have to balance it there.
I'm not going to balance it there. It's there. So I'm going to use one of these to draw. Oh, no. I'm not going to draw 2 cards because... Right. All right. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll buy a duke.
I've got no advice for you.
And that is it. Good call.
Have you not used your mining chips?
I haven't.
Either?
I keep forgetting about them.
You could have just used one now.
I know, but I didn't need them because they gave me 10. So.
Oh, do they give you +1 for each one you have?
Aren't they coins? What did they do?
You discard them to buy a card that costs 5 or less.
Oh.
But not a succession card. But only when you play a mining city.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, the coin ones look like this. So yeah, just do it next time.
I didn't have a mining city, so it didn't matter.
You did.
I did?
Yep.
Oh, I did. You're right.
Sorry. That was not advice. I was just seeing if you had actually spent them.
So wait, I'll use it next time.
All right. And you can get a card that costs 5 or less.
I'll read the card better.
if you want one. I don't know.
Then I'll get a senator.
Well, so you can't get a succession card.
No, then I don't want it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to play a post horse. I'm going to play an alchemist. Going to play 2 cities. Going to play a famed horse and discard this card to draw 2 cards. And then I will play my mining city and my samurai, which is very different from senator. Do you have a card that costs 4 or 5 in your hand?
No.
Oh, man. Crushed me. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8. So this is interesting because I could get rid of these, but then I wouldn't have much that I could do with my deck. I do have another senator, so it's kind of like do I buy this because I have 8? Or do I get rid of these cards while I can? I think I'll get rid of these cards while I can because that'll probably give me better likelihood that I'll buy that. So that's going to give me 5 more. And then in my main phase, I'm going to get rid of this card. I'm going to banish it. So I am at 6. That one's... Uh-oh. All right, I didn't count that. Okay.
All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'll play my industrial city and draw a card. So this is during my main phase. I can set a senator or duke in my domain. So I will put my duke there, which is 6 more succession points. So I'm at 12.
Oh, seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So 3, 4.
I kind of want us to tie, though, so
5,
everybody can see
6,
the
and I'm going to get a senator. Your turn.
All right. I will play my alchemist to draw 2. I will play my post horse to get rid of my farming village and draw 2. Then I will banish that card and then play mining city, or samurai. Do I have an extra spot here? No. I don't have a card, so that's just a coin. And I'll use this one for coins. So do you have a 4 or a 5?
I do.
So you got to take one and put it next to your discard pile, and you shuffle through next time.
Okay.
I guess it's just so you can't get it back.
Yep.
All right. Now, I have this one senator, but I think I should buy here. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't see any reason to not buy a duke. All right. I'm good.
All right. I will do the post horse. Draw a card. The famed horse. Discard farming village. Draw a card. I'll do baptism. Get rid of my apprentice for another succession point. Then I am going to play my trading ship to draw 2 cards because I have 2 more options down here. I will play a senator during my main phase for 3 more succession points.
Yeah, so this is really good. Kathy's able to play one of these cards without taking the action, so she can buy and play one every turn. Which is going to be tough pace for me.
So I'm at 16.
Oh, man.
Then I'm playing down here. I have another baptism. So I'm actually out of apprentice maids. So now what I'm going to do is actually banish my industrial city because that gives me 3 succession points because it's half of the cost.
Ah!
So
I know I have 2 turns left. Unless you got nothing left in your deck.
So that I'm at 19. And
does that have to be a non-territory? You have to banish a non-territory?
Non-territory. You're right. Good call.
I remembered that.
So I will banish my trading ship. So instead of 3, it means 1.
Ha! That might save me another turn.
All right. So I have 5, and I will get another senator.
All right, I'm going to set my post horse over here because it's an action that costs 2, and I'm going to try to save that. I'm going to thin my deck down as much as I can. I've got 7 to buy with, and I'm going to banish my trading ship. And with 7, I can buy here, so I'm going to buy the senator, and I'm going to buy this post horse. That will end my turn. There's another trading ship. Another industrial city. The other thing that's interesting when you play with more players is typically this will sell out. You'll have no cards left. You'll get down to very few cards because people are buying so many. We went pretty quick this game because there was a lot of card draw.
Yeah.
Which got us to the money we needed fast.
All right, I'm going to draw a card with my horse. I will draw a card with my carrier pigeon. Okay.
Tiny deck.
I am going to use my trading ship to draw 2 cards. I'm hoping to get a senator or something, or yeah, whatever I've got. I'm going to do a post horse to draw a card. And there's my senator. For 3 more points.
That gets you to 20?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I will get 1 more turn after this.
But I get to finish this turn?
You get to finish this turn. And then the other interesting part is, how do I say it? Like, let's say I just got to 21. I would not win. We would then race to 30.
Yeah.
So it's just one person gets to 20. They trigger that there could be an end game unless nobody opposes them for the crown. But anybody else that gets 20 points, they will oppose them for the crown. No matter if you got 20 or 27 or 29. I guess if they got 30, they would tie you and win. And then it's just a race, the first person to cross the 30-point threshold, which is just kind of a cool element. It's a cool tiebreaker because honestly, at that point, it doesn't take long. 2-3 turns, maybe.
All right. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I guess I'll get a senator just in case. And that's the last senator.
All right. I don't think I have it in my deck, but I've got to try to draw through everything. So I will draw 2. I will play my post horse to draw 1. I will play my famed horse to discard my farming village and draw 2. I haven't even drawn my other card. I will put my post horse back in my hand, play it to draw a card. That's about as far as I'm going to get. So I have all this money, but I've got to play these now, and that gives me another 6 points to get to 12. Somewhere here there's a 5. And that is game. I didn't even draw my Duke. My Duke must be hiding in there somewhere. Yeah, but that only got me to 18. I needed 1 more turn. I was going to do a big purchase this turn and then try to draw through my whole deck.
Yeah.
To lay them all out. But I figured you probably... That was so good.
That was really good.
To be able to drop a card every turn without taking the action. Because you already had a card draw money system. So it was like, just buy one of these and play it every turn. It was neat. But there it is. There's Heart of Crown. We just absolutely love this game. There's tons of other deck builders. I mean, even going back to Dominion, it's great. Clank with the board. Tyrant's Underdark has the board. I feel like I'm even missing some I'm not even thinking of. Like Hero Realms. Oh, we love Shards of Infinity. That's kind of a battling one, but it doesn't feel super battling in terms of all that. But yeah, this is just probably like the most underrated one. People just don't know and don't look at that. And I think it's good for people to kind of open the box and see what's inside. And this one's just a ton of fun. So there's that. Yeah, so the other princesses, there's some other interesting ones here. So this one is, just so we go through some of the other ideas. This one lets you banish 2 cards immediately. Oh, no, sorry. Activation ability. So you could banish 2 cards and then take a card from the market equal to the cost of those 2 cards. So it just gives you a free buy every turn. So this is kind of the inverse of that. You could use this to get a buy and banish and then be able to buy the succession cards. When you back this princess, you get 2 cards from the market that are 5 or less, and you don't have to move any farming villages. So you'll kind of start ahead. You could use farming villages. That's a good one early game. This one you can discard a non-curse card from your hand. So curses would be like negatives. And then you could take an action card from your discard pile. So let's let you replay action cards. So getting the big action cards would work. We didn't actually end up playing Monopoly, which gives you 3 coins. Then you name a card, and everybody has to look through all of their cards, deck, discard pile, everything, set one of those aside, and you are the only person who can buy it because you now have a Monopoly on it.
Yeah, that one seems... a little much.
This one lets you take curse cards, and then you can take an action card with 5 or less and add it to your hand. Wow. So you get a curse card, but you can just acquire a card from the center. Your buying power is increased, so this is a great late game card. You get this one, all your cards now cost 1 less, so now you're purchasing everything cheaper, and you could jump back in. This was the one you were looking for. This one lets you buy, it gives you a free support card, and then you can purchase another one, so you get 2 support cards, and you can really make those piggyback.
Yeah,
I remember a game where you got 24 points in 1 turn.
Yeah.
And won the game. You came all the way back. And then I love the twin princesses. You get a little token, and once per game you can take a second turn in a row. So another great late game card. Set up your deck so it's really powerful, and then take 2 turns and try to win the game in there and the other players. So there you go, everybody. That is Heart of Crown from Japanime Games. Like I said, it's available at the portal and other places as well. So definitely check it out if you're into card games, into deck builders. It's my favorite. It's our favorite deck builder. It's so good. Any last words for us, Kathy?
Nope.
Loves last words. All right. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. If you're checking out the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. Tell other people about it. We really want to help people with finding games that they would love by showing off games that we love and whatnot. Reviews, playthroughs, unboxings. We got a live stream marathon for the Extra Life charity coming up on November 7th. So we'll be playing for some number of hours. We used to do a 24-hour thing at the store. We are not going to stream for 24 hours as much as people are pushing me to do so. But we'll do something like 12 hours. We'll play a whole bunch of games, and people will be able to join in and donate to the Extra Life charity, which goes to Connecticut Children's Medical Center, which is just an incredible place in Hartford, Connecticut, for working with kids. So we want to definitely support that and whatnot. But until next time, I'm the Brandt.
And I'm Kathy.
And we hope you step into the portal. Bye now.